Hey guys, I am doing the first ever live tour of my garden. Look how beautiful the yellow flowers are on my green zucchini plant. This is a male flower. As you will see by the long stem here, it doesn't have any fruit at the back. But wow, you guys, look, I have my first zucchini plant. Look at that. How exciting. Okay, I have several more zucchini and squash plants back here. This is my zucchini patch here. Let's see if we have any more zucchini growing. No, but I do have several flowers going on here, you guys. All right, so let me take you around this way. This is my beautiful flower stand. Look at this beautiful purple flower, you guys. I'm not sure what the name of it is, but it's gorgeous. And look at these other beautiful flowers that I have in my garden area here. Up here are my strawberries. Oh wow, look. We have one that's ripe for picking. That's gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to swing you around here. I have some sweet basil growing here in this patch, and it looks like I have a bit of bug damage going on here. I need to get out here and fix that. But I have some tomatoes growing. Look, I have 2 tomatoes growing here. I don't see any on this plant. I need to come out here and stake this up a little bit. And look, you guys, I have more strawberries growing here in my planter, which I have covered in tulle to keep the bugs out and the birds and the squirrels that I have roaming around in my garden. But look, you guys. Okay, let's go down to the next tote that I have. I have a shishito sweet pepper growing in here. I have some celery growing in the back, as well as some lavender and some marigolds. Over here, you guys, I have some lavender growing here. And along this trellis, I have some yummy sugar snap peas, as you can see, dangling down here that I need to get out and harvest. Also right here, I have another patio tomato growing. And wow, look, I see I have 2 tomatoes growing. In this bucket here, I just planted some wildflowers, and they're starting to germinate. Towards the back here, I have more celery. I'm going to harvest that today because I'm going to make some celery salt. Along this trellis, I have more sugar snap peas. Wow, look, it's trellising out over here and connecting to my lattice wall. I have a giant Marconi pepper here in the back. And right here, you guys, I have a red bell sweet pepper. And I have some, just this spinach here. I can't remember the name of it. But I have some spinach growing right here, also in the front of this plant. All right, let's swing around here in my garden. We're going to come down here on the end. And growing here in this tote, look, oh wow, look. We have a bunch of peas growing here. These are my giant red mustard greens. These are carrots growing in here. And these are Wando shelling peas here. Wow, look at that. Those are Wando shelling peas. So let's swing around over here to my next tote. And here I have some dinosaur kale, also known as lacinato kale. And it looks like I have a bit of bug damage going on here as well. Back here in the back, I have my beautiful red Swiss chard. Up here, I have growing some sugar snap peas that are connecting over to this other tote that also has sugar snap peas growing. In the front here, I have some of my blue curled kale. In the back, I have some green string beans. I'm going to swing over here to the next tote. I have some red Russian kale here, which I have covered with the tulle to try to keep out those white butterflies, to keep them from putting those little green, hatching those little eggs on my plants that creates those little green worms that will eat you out of a house and garden. All right, I see that the sun is causing a bit of damage to my peas here. These are Oregon sugar pod sweet peas growing here in the back. Moving over to the next tote, I have some more curled kale. In the back, I have some beautiful Swiss chard growing here on the trellis. Get the garden here. I have trellises in each tote, and I decided to plant peas to hang from each tote this year. So I have more peas growing over here, more curled kale. Towards the back, I have more Swiss chard. These are feisty shelling peas here, growing along this trellis, and I need to harvest that today. And I believe in a week or so I'm going to have to pull this plant out because it's starting to turn brown. Okay, here I have a Black Beauty eggplant, and towards the back, in that pot here, I also have an eggplant, and I have a volunteer zucchini or squash growing here, and a volunteer tomato that took over this pot and is growing back there. But as you can see, this is my huge eggplant growing here. And I had eggplant growing on here, but oh my goodness, I don't see it. Something must have came and taken it. Okay, so moving on, we see some carrots. And in these pots here, I planted more flowers. In this planter here, I have a Liberty tomato. In this planter here, I have a Sun Gold tomato. And towards the back, you guys, on this trellis and in this tote, I have 2 jalapeno peppers, and I have 2 Better Baby squash. And growing up the trellis, I have these wonderful cucumbers, which I need to get out and trellis up. But as you can see, I have cucumbers growing up the trellis here. Oh wow, look. There's a baby cucumber. Wow, look at that. And then I have a lot of flowers and more cucumbers growing there. Okay, moving down the garden towards the back, I have more dinosaur kale growing in those 2 pots. Here towards the front, I have a yellow pear tomato growing in this green pot. In this white pot, I have an ancho poblano pepper. This tote here, I have more cucumbers growing up the trellis. And I just recently planted some lettuce seeds at the bottom, which is gourmet lettuce seeds that are starting to germinate. In this pot, I have some red sales lettuce, and I have a beautiful purple flower. Back here, I have a sweet 100 tomato, which you can see is growing really tall here in this planter. Right here, I have a Rutgers tomato, and I planted some red sales lettuce in the very bottom of this tote. Moving on to this tote, I have a Sun Gold tomato growing in that pot there. Back here in the back, I have 2 rosemary plants. Here I have a crimson spineless okra growing here in this pot. Right here I have another Rutgers tomato along with some red sales lettuce growing in this pot. In the back I have this beautiful flower growing. I think it's a petunia, not 100%. In these 2 grow bags I have blackberries, which have not put on flowers or anything yet. So I'm just going to keep watering those. It looks like they may need some fertilizer. In this blue pot here, I have a Better Boy tomato. In this pot here, I have a Wahoo pepper. In this pot here, I have a Better Bell pepper. In this pot here, I have some carrots. Towards the back on this trellis, I am growing some sugar baby watermelons. Look at that. All right. Moving down, I have another Rutgers tomato growing here in the green pot. I have some string beans growing in this pot. And on this trellis, I am growing some cantaloupe, you guys. Look, they're starting to put on some size. Here's another one of those pretty purple flowers. Over here in my garden, Let me step back so you can get a good look at it. We have string beans growing here in this wall planter. Down below, I have some more rosemary. This is called a barbecue rosemary. Oh wow, look, we have the pretty flowers growing on this string bean plant. I believe these are the royal burgundy bush beans. We have more Swiss chard here in this pot, Swiss chard here in this pot, and I have some sweet mint growing here. And this is a weed, so let me pull that on out. Here in this planter in the front, I have a better bell pepper. In the back, in the pink planter, I have a California wonder pepper. Right here in the back, in the blue pot, I have an orange blaze pepper. And here in the front, I have a big Bertha pepper. All right, so let's swing around. I have me a small little greenhouse here, which you'll see. And moving right around here, this is my herb garden bed, which you will see. I have some cilantro that's starting to bolt. I'm going to pull those out and replace it with some basil. I have some German thyme. I have some Greek oregano there, some Italian oregano there. I have a lacinato kale, and boy, oh boy, look at that. The green hornworms have taken over, you guys. Look at that. Okay, I have some Italian oregano there, some spearmint here. I have some sweet stevia in this pot, some lemon balm here, some spearmint here, some peppermint growing here, and I have some sweet basil growing here in this planter box. Here is my strawberry tower coming around here. Up here I have some flat leaf parsley. I have some dill that has gotten really, really tall, guys. Look. Next to it, I have some flat leaf parsley. On this next row, I have some sage, some curled parsley, and some chives. Down here in this planter, I have some more string beans. I have some little finger carrots here. Towards the back here, I have another strawberry bush, and then there were some strawberries here that I draped over, as you can see, that I need to harvest today. Moving over, look at my mega celery, you guys. Look, huge, massive celery that I'm going to harvest today to make some celery salt and freeze the actual celery. Back here I have some red Russian kale. Here I have some lemon balm. Up top I have some, let me get these little yellow flowers, dead flowers off. I have some more string beans there. This pot here, I have some lemon balm. Back here I have some more garden sage. Here I have some lemon balm and some lemon thyme. Here I have some more flat leaf parsley. And here I have some mojito mint. Some mojito mint here. And I have more red Russian kale growing into these two planters. And at the bottom, I have some more sweet basil. And in this planter, I have more rosemary. Look at my pretty little garden birdhouse here. Look how cute this is, you guys. So I just want to give you another little wide angle view of my garden. As you can see, the theme is butterflies. I love butterflies. So let me turn you around so you can get another view of the garden from a different angle. Okay. So now we're going to swing back around. And up here in this planter, I am growing Blue Lake bush beans in both of these planters. And as you can see, it's already starting to flower, which means string beans are on the way. In this planter here, as well as this planter here, I have some Morris collard greens, which I plan on harvesting today so that I can cook them on Sunday. Moving down in this planter here, I have some sweet marjoram in the front, and I have more in the back. And I also have some sage here in the middle. In this little planter, I just planted some flower seeds, which are starting to come up. Back here, I have some KX kale, which is a beautiful purple kale, and it's really yummy too. And here's more of the KX kale, and it is a mature size of the kale, how it would look. Okay, you guys, in this planter here, I have another Rutgers tomato. Let me see if I have any actual tomatoes on it yet. I don't see anything. But here's another angle of the garden. We have rocks put here, and then we have the stepping stones, as you see, to walk across, which is really, really nice. So guys, I believe this is the end of my garden tour. I'm getting ready to start cleaning up things out here a bit, harvesting all of these sugar snap peas, as you can see, as well as tending to all of this bug damage that I'm seeing. Look at the bug damage. Oh. So I need to get that cleaned up and harvest as many greens as I can before the bugs try to take it away from me. All right, you guys. So until the next garden tour, have a wonderful day. You can follow me on Instagram under Gardening with Mel, M-E-L. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and happy gardening.